Today, every organization needs to be a digital organization, and application needs are driving cloud adoption across the globe. In the early days, applications were bought, deployed, and maintained in a physical environment, with help from infrastructure providers like Dell EMC. Organizations then began to incorporate highly virtualized IT infrastructure, like servers, storage, and networking, to form a software-defined data center. This effort was largely driven by companies like VMware, who, through the innovative software-defined data center approach, was able to provide additional efficiency, reliability, and simplified operations to organizations. Now, organizations are adding cloud operations, such as automation, orchestration, service management, and governance, to deliver IT as a service. For organizations who have invested in the VMware ecosystem, they can acquire vRealize to provide these capabilities, effectively constructing their own private cloud, whether that is in a traditional data center or an edge location. VMware has assembled all this capability in a package called VMware Cloud Foundation, or VCF. But private clouds aren't best suited to every type of application in every situation. Sometimes applications experience spikes in demand, or data centers are at capacity. In these situations, organizations like to take advantage of the public cloud. The biggest example of this is Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Just like the private cloud, AWS requires a layer of physical infrastructure supplied, installed, and managed by AWS. It requires a software-defined data center virtualization layer. For this, AWS uses a custom hypervisor called EC2. And it requires a cloud operations layer, AWS's Operations Console. Another popular cloud provider that a customer may use for cloud-native development is Microsoft Azure. Not surprisingly, Azure also has its own infrastructure, a proprietary hypervisor, and a dedicated cloud operations portal. As you can see, all three clouds are working on a different set of tools in completely different siloed environments, which means that if a customer wants to move an application from one cloud to another, the application needs to be converted to be compatible with that cloud. Since this takes time and costs money, we call this the application rework tax. We know this is a huge challenge for customers based on a recent report from IDC that says 93% of organizations are deploying workloads across more than two clouds. And it's not just isolated to public cloud providers. 92% of organizations expect that their cloud strategy will always include some private cloud. We call this use of several independent clouds MultiCloud. As mentioned, each of these clouds have their own hypervisors and/or containers and toolsets, which has resulted in operational silos and is increasing the complexity of application and infrastructure lifecycle management. This, combined with the application rework tax, ultimately is slowing down IT transformation and limiting the expected benefits of the cloud operating model. Solving this complexity is one of the biggest IT challenges of today. In fact, a study of over 1,500 CIOs found that 83% of them value consistency of infrastructure from the data center to the cloud. The reality is that every customer we speak to is on this multi-cloud journey, and they all need to solve these basic challenges. At Dell Technologies, we are addressing the complexity of multi-cloud operations and infrastructure by providing a hybrid cloud solution. A hybrid cloud extends our infrastructure and operations from the data center to the public cloud environment and to edge computing scenarios. What this means is consistent infrastructure and consistent operations. Using VMware Cloud Foundation, customers can leverage a consistent virtual infrastructure to ensure seamless application mobility and compatibility across their private cloud and their Amazon and Azure public clouds. VMware Cloud Foundation also provides a consistent management and operations framework that is used across all three deployment options. This means organizations can have consistent governance and secure their applications across private cloud, AWS, and Azure with the same familiar tools. Consistent infrastructure and consistent operations solves multi-cloud complexity, empowering organizations to eliminate the operational silos and achieve truly efficient and agile cloud operations. At Dell Technologies, we have the services, solutions, and infrastructure to help you in any part of your multi-cloud journey. With VMware, the industry leader in cloud software, and Dell EMC, the leader in cloud hardware, we have created a new offering called Dell Technologies Cloud, combining the strengths of these two leaders. Dell Technologies Cloud solves multi-cloud complexity and helps you take control by being the operational hub of your hybrid cloud, delivering consistent infrastructure and consistent operations from edge to core to cloud. The Dell Technologies Cloud increases business agility by providing the flexibility and choice that no other vendor can offer. You can choose between the optimum mix of public, private, and edge cloud resources that your business requires, including AWS, Azure, and GCP, and thousands of cloud service provider partners. With VMware Cloud Foundation, you can move workloads between public, private, and the edge seamlessly with vMotion and Hybrid Cloud Extension, thereby reducing operating costs and avoiding the substantial cost of refactoring your applications to move to native public cloud platforms. Finally, the Dell Technologies Cloud represents the coming together of Dell EMC and VMware, companies that organizations around the world trust with their most demanding and mission-critical IT needs. This means you will enjoy a unified support experience across the hybrid cloud, from the bare metal all the way up to your VCF-supported public cloud environment. Additionally, you can choose from a robust ecosystem of other services, from developer services to data protection, and from consulting to financial services, offering up anything your business requires. Consistent infrastructure and consistent operations will enable your IT teams to provide consistent workload SLAs, regardless of where the workload is running. Simply put, no other vendor can provide all these capabilities. With the Dell Technologies Cloud, you can create a true hybrid cloud environment that moves at the speed of your business. I'd love to schedule a meeting with one of our specialists to provide more detail in any of these areas. Thank you for your time.